Hi, my name is Nancy, and it is time to save those beautiful coleus over winter. So today I want to show you how to overwinter your coleus from cuttings. In fact, I will show you the whole process step by step from the time you need to get the cuttings to planting them indoors. First, I will show you how to get coleus cuttings and how to fix them for rooting in water. Second, I will show you how the coleus roots look like after weeks of being in water. Third, I will show you how to plant them into small containers and then how to transplant them into other containers. And lastly, I will give you some tips to keep your coleus growing beautifully. Let me tell you that I had a lot of questions on my previous overwintering coleus that hopefully this video will address all those questions. First, let me show you how to take coleus cuttings. I will go around my garden and pick the ones that I want to overwinter. You can cut off as many coleus cuttings as you desire. This beautiful coleus is called Gaze Delight. It's just so beautiful. Okay, let me show you. Let's see which cuttings I want to get from this. The cuttings that you want need to be at least 4 to 6 inches. And I think I'm going to take this one. So this is the cutting. And at this time, don't worry about where you're making the cutting. Just try to get a nice cutting, and later I will show you how we're gonna fix the cuttings for rooting. I will take another cutting from this one and also more cuttings from other varieties. I am inside now, and these are all the coleus cuttings that I got. Let me just move the camera here. So now I will show you how to fix the cuttings so they are ready for rooting. Next, what you need for this part are some pruners or some scissors if you have. And also we need to get some jars filled with water, and this is where the cuttings will go. Now let's see which cutting I start with. I like this one. I got two cuttings of this kind. So pretty. Okay, this one is a little crooked. It's okay because the bottom part will go under the soil, right? So what you just do now is remove all the leaves, and I just try to keep like the top 4 leaves. Okay, so remove even the little ones, just like this. And then this is where you do the cutting. You're gonna do the cutting right below the leaf node. Again, this is a little crooked, but that part will go, when it roots, it will go under the soil, so it should be fine. Then you place it in the jar with water, and you can fit as many as you want. If you need more jars, just get more, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other cuttings. Yeah. Let me show you the cuttings in the jars. Don't they look pretty? Okay, next you will place these jars in a window with bright indirect light until they root. This might take about 2 to 3 weeks. One thing to remember is to check the water every 5 days. You might need to add more water to the jars. Also, I like to change the water every 10 days. Of a side note, I have cuttings that have been rooting all summer, which is perfect to show you how to plant cuttings, which is next. After your cuttings have been rooting for over 2 to 3 weeks, this is how they will look. As you can see, I also use my shot glasses for small cuttings because I want to save some of those colors. And actually, these are have been here, some about 2 weeks, some over the summer. And look at those roots. If you are planting indoors, you will need this potting mat like this one here. Then we will need small containers and also a potting mix soil. For containers, I usually use nursery containers, which I will be placing inside containers that have no holes. Let me add the potting mix soil into the mat. I am trying to match and see which nursery container will fit into each of these containers. And this one fits perfectly here, but this other one here seems like it's too low, so I because this container here was for my orchid, so I think I'm gonna add some pebbles here that will help with the container. Next, I just want to give you a little close-up of the rooted coleus. I want to show you how the roots look like before I plant them. This is the first container, but let's first fill this nursery container with potting mix soil. So I'm gonna fill this up to the rim, and then I'm gonna get my cuttings. So I think in this container I'm gonna place 3. So these are smaller Coleus cuttings. So I'm gonna plant 3. This is just to start, because when they get bigger, I'm going to transplant them into individual small containers, and I will show you that later. Okay, so I'm grabbing this little, looks like a pen. So just to make a hole in the soil. You can also use a pencil. And I'm gonna place the whole root into the hole. Just like this. And sometimes I do redo it depending on if it's moving. So just like that. And I will be doing the other 2. And this one is ready. Next, I'm gonna place it inside the container with no holes, and then I'm gonna water. Next, I'm gonna pot up the rest of the cuttings. This next step is to show you how to transplant your coleus that have been growing for a couple months. As you can see, I have 2 to 3 coleus in each of these containers, and they need to be in their own container, right? So I'm gonna show you that. Actually, these 2 containers, which has the fishnet stockings coleus, have been growing here for about 2 months. But this other one here, my copperhead, it has been growing in this container for the whole summer. And actually this is from I have a plant that I had overwinter the past 3 years, but sometimes coleus dies, right? So I was able to get those two cuttings here. So now I got two plants from that one. This is the container that I will be using for one of the copperhead coleus, and let's get planting. And here are all the coleus cuttings planted. This will be here for the next 2 days, and then I will place them by a window with indirect bright light all winter long. Some coleus, like the proven winners ones, prefer full sun. So for those ones, it's okay to place them by a window that gets direct sun. Now, these are the things I want you to remember when growing coleus indoors. First, they prefer bright indirect light, or you can use growing lights if no window is available. Second, they prefer temperatures between 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. My house is usually 68 degrees. Third, when watering, allow the soil to dry about an inch deep before watering again. I usually water mine once a week. And I would recommend to check out my coleus playlist at the end of this video if you want to see more coleus videos. And thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.